Do you suffer from debilitating migraines? You know, that throbbing pain in the front or side of your head that's so severe you're unable to work or do anything other than retreat into a dark and quiet room? Have you had them for years and just haven't found a solution? Call Dr. Elizabeth Ebersol and put an end to your debilitating migraines forever. Or go to her website at www.handmadehealth.com. That's www.handmadehealth.com.
Kenny Matthews, Friday Night Glory. Man, we are here with Parish Episcopal this afternoon. Here with Coach Daniel Novakov, two-time state champ. Is it sunk in yet?
Yeah, it's sunk in. I got to enjoy it for a little bit, and they're already on to next year now. So, I think you enjoy it for a little bit, and you move on to the next year and try to three-peat now.
For you, I know it's been a trying year with COVID and everything that going with the different protocols, not knowing if you're going to play the next week. How was trying to motivate your team to try to fight through all that and then also try to defend your crown?
Well, the main thing we told them was, if you can pull this off, you're going to be legends for forever. Everybody's going to remember who won in 2020, and so that was the big rallying cry for us, is let's be legendary. And it's like you have a third opponent out there. You got the other team, injuries, and then you got COVID. So, really had to stay focused and push and find unique ways to motivate them. But that was the main one, is telling them, that everybody will remember who won in the year of COVID, and you want to be legendary.
During the season, was there like a particular game that kind of resonates with you where you said, you know what, we got a good shot at, maybe defending this title?
Yeah, I think after they lost to Nolan the first time, the way they responded, and played and focused, told me that they had a good shot of coming back and bouncing back from that and playing the way we were capable of playing. So, looking back on it, you'd love to have an undefeated state champion team, but that was the best thing that happened to these guys looking back on it.
Yeah, you guys averaged 46 points in the 4 games. After that point in time, you only scored 14 the first time against Nolan. Was it kind of just regrouping and saying, hey guys, we need to pay attention to the smaller details here a little bit?
Well, anytime you lose, I think it forces you to look at what you're doing a little bit and make changes. When you win, you kind of cover up some of the things you should probably look at because you won, so you don't want to change anything when you're winning. So when you lose, it kind of forces your hand to make some adjustments that you probably should make along the way, or that you maybe overlook because you won the game and you got away with it. So I think that was the biggest thing, is it forced us to take a look at some of the things we were doing and adjust and make some changes that need to be made and do some things differently.
Not to compare the two, but this year with everything having to go through with the protocol and COVID and everything, was it a little bit more satisfying and rewarding just because of all the changes you had to do from last March up until this point? Yeah,
absolutely. I think, number one, just to have a season, that was in doubt at the beginning of the year, so I wanted the kids to get to play. I know how devastating that would have been to not get to play your senior year. And then to do it with COVID, it was much more satisfying because it was much more challenging. And then also having the state champ and trying to repeat, and so being the target for everybody this year, all those things combined made it much more satisfying, in my opinion, doing it for the second time amidst all the challenges.
My last question, Viv, was what has Preston Stone meant to you here the last couple of years here? Obviously he goes out as a defending state champ twice, back-to-back, and his leadership on and off the field. How's it been? I know it's been a pleasure.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I wasn't expecting this one. I don't want to get emotional about it, but he's meant everything to this program over the last 4 years, and then having had him, coached him some form or fashion since he was in the 5th grade. It's like your child. I don't have a son, I have 2 daughters, but I can only imagine what coaches feel like when they coach their son for the last time. It's kind of like that for me. It's bittersweet. I know he's going on to SMU and they're getting a good one, but losing him is hard. It's really hard. We've been together for so long, and he's a part of this program, and we came in together. His first year was my first year as the head coach, so kind of feels like we built this thing together and grew together and became successful together, but everything comes to an end, and it's time to move on and start the next chapter. Parish football without him, and he's going on to SMU, and we'll be fine. We've been good before without him, and so the same thing will continue hopefully in the future.
Hey, at least you guys got to go back on the way out the door.
That's right. You know what? I will say this. I wanted to send him and those seniors. All those seniors really were with me when I took over this job, and it was pretty thin. And if you'd have said when we started this thing, you're going to be back-to-back state champions, 3 years from now or 4 years from now, whatever it is. I can't tell you how much I appreciate those guys for believing in me and believing in this program, because there were times where I would have called you crazy for saying that. And so those guys are really special to me because they were my first group, and seeing them all go on and sending them out the right way was really, really important. So I'm really glad we got to do that and got to finish this thing off the right way.
Man, Coach, I'm glad we got to finally hook up, man. Congratulations, man. I respect the job you've been doing over here, man. It's always fun to come over here and chat football with you, and just love the way the direction the program's going, and see you cap it off with back-to-back, man. Had to make sure I put that mic in front of the face, man. Congrats, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Man.
Yeah, appreciate you coming out.
Kenny Matthews, Friday Night Glory.